and Lady Horton was talking one day. I think that's how the topic even came up.
Yeah, that's how it came up. Yeah.
And when you start to think about that word infatuation, why don't y'all put in the comments what y'all think infatuation mean? What does that word even mean? When you look at that word infatuated, it means when somebody begins to have a feeling or an attraction for someone else. So oftentimes in the congregation, women begin to have a feeling or attraction for your husband. But what do you do with it? How do you handle that on tonight? Years ago, I learned that infatuation wasn't anything new. There are several times in the Bible. Remember, there's nothing new up under the sun. David's son, he was infatuated with his half sister Tamar, to the point he began to lust after her, to the point where he began to become a trickster. He tricked her into coming into his room because that's how infatuated he was with her. And I want you to understand what that word infatuate, when we talk about what it actually means. Samson, he had an infatuation for another young girl. And I believe David, of all people, when he saw Bathsheba, I believe that became an infatuation. He began to have an attraction for someone else's wife.
Come on.
To the point it began to make him crazy. He did what? He killed for this infatuation. So I wonder, as I begin to deal with this, how many women are willing to kill because they infatuated with my husband? And when I say begin to kill, they may not be physically killing me, but you killing me with your words, you killing me with your thought, you killing me with your IX. So what do I do with this, God? I mean, I was like, God, and at that time I was just 30 years old. I was like, God, what do I do with this as a 30-year-old ghetto girl?
Come on.
What do I do? Straight hood. Because I've never liked to share anything. It definitely wasn't fit to share my husband. I began to purpose in my heart to go in prayer. I was like, prayer? Is that the best? Come on. Jesus, you turned the temple over when folks was acting up and you gonna tell me to pray? Come on. I was like, now you get to turn the temple over, but you tell me to pray. I was like, where they do that? And I was like, okay, now, God, you got to give me more than pray, because I'm saved, I'm sanctified, and I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. But I'm not fit to share no man. I didn't do it when I was in the world, and I'm not going to do it in the church. I was like, God, what do I do with this? This lady who openly saying she's infatuated with my husband. God began to take this and use it as a ministry tool. That person who I knew was my enemy. Jesus said, did I not know Judas was going to betray me? And what does he do with Judas? Oh, I'm trying to help y'all on tonight. And this take growth. And this take walking in the spirit, because I can't do this in my flesh. Let me be open and honest with you. I had to tell Sand daily to die and let Lady Decker live. And when you can love your enemies, when you can love those that despitefully use you, when you can love those that mean earthly good, that takes growth, y'all. And I saw myself growing. I was like, wow, I am really growing. For God to tell me to pray for the woman who is infatuated
with my husband. Come on here.
And God say pray.
I gotta ask you this. Somebody asked me this question. What if it's already beyond infatuation?
Yeah. So that means I'm assuming that they're asking, what if the act of sexual attraction now has happened? Because beyond infatuation, that's usually what happens. It becomes like a sexual attraction now. So remember, there has to be boundaries between you and your husband. There has to be a covenant between you and your husband. There has to be that place that you and your husband say, you can't blame her.
Come on.
I hope you guys, don't take me the wrong way, but y'all do know no woman can make Pastor Decker unzip his britches, whip out his private area and touch. No woman can make him do that. Because that's a violation. That's like flag on the play.
Yeah.
You got to begin to pray for your heart. You got to begin to pray for healing.
Yes.
So because that has to be a hurtful place when it has moved beyond the woman just being infatuated. Because when it moves beyond infatuation, and again, I'm just assuming, you got to tell me if that's what you're talking about.